Nowadays, people tend to waste much of their time by using the smartphone. We all know that smartphone is a great invention which brings many benefits to our life. But we can't set aside the fact that if we do not use it wisely, it also leaves negative impacts to us, especially to the young generation. In Indonesia, according to research by Google and Growth from Knowledge, as mentioned on cnnindonesia.com, 61% of citizens in 5 big cities have a smartphone. On average, they use their smartphone for 5.5 hours per day. Meanwhile, a researcher from University of Oxford found that the ideal duration of time spent for online activity is 257 minutes or around 4 hours and 17 minutes per day. Longer than that, gadgets can disturb teenagers' brain performance. Thus, we can see that smartphone usage of more than half of the citizens in Indonesia already endangering. What I also see from my surrounding is also similar to the fact that I have mentioned. The children like to spend their time watching cartoons on YouTube. The students also addicted to social media. I often see my friends scrolling their smartphone screen watching funny videos on the timeline. Some boys also play video games. They would rather entertain themselves with visual content on their smartphone instead of by reading, for instance, novels, which are necessary to improve their literacy proficiency. Based on the data of UNESCO, the percentage of Indonesian reading interest is only 0.01%, which means from 10,000 Indonesian, there is only 1% who likes to read. Thus, I'm convinced that the smartphone made a great deal for this number. So now, how can we solve this problem? See, parents cannot just forbid their children to play games suddenly. They should not force them to read books. Teachers should not also ban smartphones from school. This kind of way will hardly be able to solve the problem. So, instead of separate the children directly from the smartphones, we can solve this problem by taking an advantage of the smartphone itself. This freemium app is the answer. It helps the kids or the students to save their time from an unhealthy smartphone usage by limiting the amount of the time spent for smartphone per day. There will be a feature like a timer which counts the time down when they use their smartphone. They can set their target maximum duration of phone usage per day. Then if they can accomplish it, there comes a reward for them, an episode of a story to read at night. At first, the app will ask the user's age and their favorite themes for the stories. Since the stories that the app provides are already categorized by age, the contents will be safe for the kids. There will be a few illustrations for the kids' stories too. For children who cannot read yet, this app provides bedtime stories for them to be read by their parents. Nevertheless, if the duration of the phone usage is limited, the productivity of the students who also use their phone to study or finish their assignments will also be limited. So, as the solution, there will be an additional feature for the premium version which allows them to decide some important apps that they may run without losing their time. Premium users also allowed to choose the most liked stories that they might want to read. From the advertisement and premium version, profits will be earned. Since the app is free, people don't have to think twice for downloading it. The citizens in a great quantity also gives a great opportunity for this app. But as a sociopreneur, I'm still going to allocate the 30% of the profit earned for children's education charities. Thus, we can make a conclusion here that this application can help students and children to save their time from using smartphones too often. The next episodes of the stories in this application, which builds curiosity, will not only improve their language skill but also become a good reason for them to stop wasting their time. So, instead of making them feeling forced to manage their own time, they will do it willingly with this app. Furthermore, those who use this app will also indirectly contribute to the fundraising for the World Better's education.